Class of 2023. Please remain standing while our ASB President, Damian Leibold, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Caps off, all those who can do that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Damian. You may be seated. Good evening. I would like to welcome you to the 10th annual commencement exercises for Delta High School and the class of 2023. As the new principal of Delta High School, it is my honor and pleasure to speak to you today about what a wonderful year this has been. Back in August, I remember the day Amber, Sam, and Rakea were in the front office looking to get a sneak peek of me, trying to see who this new principal was going to be. Little did you ladies know I was as nervous as you were. I also remember Devin, who came up to me and said what a great relationship he had with Mr. Johnson, and wondered what kind of a principal I was going to be. Devin, I hope I lived up to your expectations. Tonight, you will hear from 3 amazing students, all shining stars at Delta. But I felt like it was important to showcase one student who also has an amazing story. Alamir Alamundawi was raised in Baghdad, Iraq, by his mother Mona and his father Mohad. His father was an Iraqi citizen working with the American government. During a night mission, he was shot by a sniper. He was nursed back to health in an American military hospital, and for many months it took before he was given clearance to bring him and his family to the United States. Alamir only knew Arabic. He went to school for 1 year in Baghdad, and he remembers some corporal punishment that used to happen back there, especially if you were late to school. At 7 years old, he enrolled in the Richland School District. To his surprise, during 2nd grade, he had recess, snacks, games, kind teachers, and even iPad time. Although he did not know his ABCs until the end of the 3rd grade, he loved American education. He began to learn math because, after you mastered your math facts, the teacher might give you a candy bar. In middle school, Alamir found people to not always be so kind, and he was bullied a little and made fun of for his weight, his culture, and his customs. But he threw himself into sports. In the 6th grade, he wanted to play soccer, but you can't play soccer in the 6th grade in middle school, so he was the water boy. In the 7th grade, once he could play, then he became the leading soccer scorer. One night, he and his brother were walking across the street in Richland, and they were hit by a big truck. Alamir broke both of his legs and his back. Both boys were in the hospital for months, and Alamir was in a wheelchair for over a year. He even came to his first Delta event in a wheelchair. He remembers being here that day at Delta, and no one judged him, and everyone was kind to him, and they even pushed his wheelchair. While being at home then, during COVID, he got a blood clot, so he ended in the hospital, where after weeks, he also got COVID, and he was sent home, but at that time with no physical therapy. So he did what every other high school student does. He gets online and researches his own physical therapy, begins running, starts to lose weight, and really feels confident about himself. So then, to help his family out with money during COVID, he gets on the internet and buys things from China for $8, sells them on Facebook Marketplace for $28, and starts to become a businessman. So then one day, his mom and a neighbor asked him if he would clean the leaves out of the gutters of her house, and it paid pretty good, and he was hooked. Like any teenager then, he got his business license, and now he runs a successful cleaning and landscaping company. He even has a contract with all 31 Circle K's in our area. He has hired employees, bought big machinery, and can do lots of odd jobs. Alamir, please stand. When you ask Alamir how all this has affected him, he says, never let your past define you. Always think about how you can be better for yourself and for your community. Alamir will be going to WSU Tri-Cities for civil engineering, and in the nearest future, he wants to get his real estate license. He also thought it might be fun to open up Washington's first food truck for Arabic and Mexican food. Thank you, Alamir. You may be seated. You're seated. This group of seniors has been through a lot, and yes, they have persevered. I hope you appreciate the fact that you chose Delta over 4 years ago, because we're sure glad you did. I would like the following students to stand if you fit with the following criteria. You have been a part of a club at Delta. Please stand. You may be seated. You have participated in athletics or music events at your home high school. Please stand. You may be seated. You have listened to Mr. C face off with students in his famous dad jokes. Please stand. You may be seated. Your parents have been called by Miss Rojas and Miss Shermer to explain an absence. Please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. You have taken college credit classes at Delta. Please stand. Nice job. Please stay standing if you're close to earning your AA degree. Congratulations. You may be seated. Deltonians, we are proud of you. We will miss you, and we know this is not the end, but the beginning of the rest of your lives. Good luck in anything you choose to do. It is now my pleasure to introduce Samantha Miranda Silva. Samantha was selected by her peers as this year's student speaker. She plans to attend Washington State University in the fall and will study elementary education. Samantha is a shining example of what it means to be kind and compassionate human, and her future students will be very lucky. Please welcome Samantha Miranda Silva.
Oh, my Atlanta. We're actually here, about to graduate. It's been a long time coming, class of 2023. It's hard to believe that we made it to this moment. Graduating high school is a huge milestone, and it's a moment that we'll always remember. At least everyone is here, and Miss Tate doesn't have to hunt down any students. So as we sit here today, I can't help but think about all the memories we've created over the past 4 years. From our first day of freshman year to our last day of senior year. We've grown so much and accomplished so much. I remember the first day of freshman year so vividly. We were all so nervous and excited to start high school. We didn't know what to expect, but we were ready to take on that challenge. Little did we know, that challenge would be COVID. We worked hard and studied hard. We made new friends, joined clubs, and tried new things. We learned a lot about ourselves and our classmates. As the years went by, we became more confident and more comfortable with ourselves. We found our passions and pursued them. We learned that our dreams and passions aren't rare. We took on leadership roles, started our own clubs, and organized events. We made a difference in our school and in our community. We cheered each other on and supported each other through the ups and downs. And now, as we sit here today, we can look back at all the memories we've created and keep them forever and always. We can remember the big cutout of Lillian that was made since she couldn't make it to our senior class photo. The Shrek movies we would watch in Mr. Diaz's Spanish class. The spicy jelly, also known as hand sanitizer, we named freshman year. Don Chema calling us his empanadas, or little ducklings. Senior skip day with my girlies. The daily chit-chats with the office ladies. And most importantly, as I stand here today, I can remember how I still owe Miss C tacos, which I promised her freshman year. We shared countless of inside jokes and created a bond that can never be broken. We created bonds with the teachers we had, and even the ones we didn't have. We can remember the lessons we've learned, the mistakes we've made, and the victories we celebrated with the ones we love so dearly. We can remember what they have done, but we should also thank them. Every choice you make now leads to the next, which leads to the next, and to the next. It will be hard to know which path to take. So choose wisely. The memories we've created aren't just about what we've done. They're also about who we've become. We've become more compassionate, more empathetic, and more resilient. We've become better leaders and better teammates and better friends. We've become more aware of the people around us. We can remember the teachers who inspired us, the friends who supported us, and the parents and or role models who loved us. For me, that would be my mom and my dad, Sadie Silva and Rodolfo Miranda. Your sacrifices, both big and small, have not gone unnoticed, and I am so grateful for everything you have done for me. I would also want to thank my loving sister, Belinda, who is always there for me and would occasionally buy me Starbucks. She is my ride or die, my built-in best friend. Although we may argue over the smallest and the dumbest things, I know that no matter what, she'll always be by my side, through thick and thin, and I am eternally grateful for her love and support. I'm glad that not only I can call her my best friend, but my older sister. As we move on to the next chapter of our lives, let's remember the memories we've created. Let's hold on to the lessons we've learned and the people we've become. Let's continue to pursue our passions and cheer each other on from the sidelines. And let's never forget the amazing community we've been a part of for the past 4 years. When walking up the podium, look back at all those memories you've created, the accomplishments and losses you have encountered that made you who you are today. And I hope every one of you accomplishes all of your wildest dreams. In the words of my favorite artist, American poet, and role model, Taylor Swift, the scary news is you're on your own now. But the cool news is you're on your own now. So take this moment. You have no reason to be afraid. And remember, Deltonians, to think differently. Congratulations, class of 2023. We did it.
Thank you, Samantha. I now have the honor to introduce to you this year's silver level speaker, Genesis Martinez. Genesis is ranked number 2nd among the Delta class of 2023, achieving a GPA of 3.96. The rigorous course load that Genesis has taken over the past 4 years is nothing short of impressive. Not only is she earning her high school diploma today, she will also simultaneously receive her associate's degree from Columbia Basin College. She plans to attend the University of Washington in the fall and will study nursing. Please join me in welcoming Genesis Martinez.
Welcome staff, faculty, friends, family, and of course, the class of 2023. Congratulations. I want to begin by saying that it is both an honor and a privilege to be standing before Delta's class of 2023. We went through 4 crazy years of high school together, and we've finally made it to the end. We've survived everything from weekly exams to a pandemic and everything else in between. It's truly been a roller coaster, and it's gone by faster than any of us could have imagined. We thought we had 4 years to spend together at Delta, but COVID took a lot of that away. Instead, we were forced to attend Zoom meetings where we saw everybody's foreheads and ceiling fans, and the breakout rooms were dead silent. When we returned to in-person classes, I know a lot of us tried to make the most of our high school experience, but the time flew by regardless, especially during our senior year. That's because our senior year has been a year of lasts. It started out with our last first day of school. Then came our last trimester, our last week, our last day, and now our last goodbye. If you've ever watched Endgame, you know that Tony Stark said, "Part of the journey is the end." And this may be the end of our high school journey, but we still have our whole life ahead of us. Whether you've chosen to go to college, the military, or straight into the workforce, just know that none of these paths will be easy. They'll require a lot of hard work and dedication. But the people in this room today will be rooting for you along the way. Now that we've finished a major milestone in our lives, we'll all be moving towards our future and part our separate ways. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to embrace the unknown with open arms and never lose sight of your goals. The world is full of opportunities, and if you believe in yourself and don't let fear or doubt hold you back, you have the power to make a difference. And I guarantee you that the risk will be worth the reward. Whether you're the first in your family to graduate high school, the first to go into a college or university, or simply continuing your family's legacy, it took a lot of work to get here, and you should be proud of yourself. Everyone has their own unique story on how they got here and who supported them along the way. For me, my biggest support were my parents, and I couldn't thank them enough. My family is from Mexico, So it wasn't until recently that my parents had the opportunity to go back to college. They've taught me the importance of school and have always encouraged me to do my best. I'm beyond grateful for everything they've done for me. It's because of them that I'm standing here today, about to graduate high school and graduate college next week. I know there are a few other seniors who are graduating with their AA as well, and I would like to congratulate them. Taking college classes while in high school has been no easy task. We've all accomplished so much already, and I know we'll achieve even more in the years to come. I wish you all the best in your future, wherever you may be headed, and I look forward to seeing the incredible things you will accomplish. Once again, congratulations, Delta's class of 2023. We did it.
Thank you, Genesis. Our final speaker is Mallory Petey. Mallory is this year's gold level speaker, graduating with a 4.0 cumulative GPA. Mallory has been a true leader at Delta from the moment she first walked on campus. Mallory has been involved in Delta Senate, Delta Student Ambassadors, Delta Key Club, National Honor Society, and more. Mallory will attend Washington State University, Tri-Cities, and will study business administration and management. Please help me welcome Mallory Petey.
Thank you, Mrs. Benyon. Welcome, superintendents, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2023. I'm honored to be speaking here tonight as our Delta class of 2023 valedictorian, but we all know I didn't get here alone. None of us did. We would not be here without the endless support of our family, friends, teachers, mentors, and each other. First and foremost, I want to thank my family. Moving my grandparents to Washington and being able to make daily memories with my two biggest supporters is something I've wished for since I was 5 years old. Baba, I have savored every extra moment spent with you, and I'm so grateful that you're here celebrating with us today. To my sisters, you have shared every important moment with me and are the people I trust most in this world. From late nights helping me with math homework to early mornings driving me to school, you both pushed me to do my absolute best. My favorite brother-in-law, thank you for always being my voice of reason and reaffirming my career choice, even though it may seem boring. To my parents, the most selfless people I know, you are the foundation of my success. The countless lifelong sacrifices you each have made for our family have empowered me to achieve my goals. Mom, you have fueled my mind, body, and soul from day one. Dad, you are my loudest cheerleader, from pageant performances to screaming my name out the car window at morning drop-off. Graduates, today is not only a celebration for us, but also for everyone who helped us along the way. Our Delta family, your care and support has allowed us to realize our potential. You have challenged us to think differently, to pursue our passions, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Many of our best memories happened on field trips, thanks to Mrs. Hoppy, especially our National History Day competitions. Mr. Blackader, Mr. Keeney, Mrs. Polakis, and Mrs. Steiner, you spent months proofreading, analyzing, advising, and even chaperoning. The knowledge gained, memories made, and awards received are all thanks to you. Mr. Jimenez and Mr. Romero. Learning another language was not always easy, but you found ways to make it engaging. Whether we were speed dating, playing volleyball, creating videos, or immersing ourselves in the culture, in the back of our minds was the first piece of advice that Mr. Jimenez ever gave us, to move our coconut water. Mr. Bouvier, in your class freshman year, you told some of my classmates that they should be nice to me because I would be the CEO of a company they would work for someday. Though I plan to be a housewife and not a CEO, your simple sentence has helped motivate me all through high school. The C's, our favorite dynamic duo. Mrs. C, thank you for always making class exciting and relatable. Even though you always tease me about my taste in music, I wish I could turn back time and be in your class again. Unfortunately, time only moves in one direction. Mr. C, you are famous for your daily dad jokes, but for more importantly, continually saving the life of our classmate by repeating, "No, Morgan, you can't eat it," at least a dozen times a day. Mr. Glodo, the man that knows everything about everything. Your life advice, random interesting facts, and constant jokes have been a highlight for us graduates. Thank you to our Key Club team, our sponsoring Kiwanis Club, officers, members, and the best advisors. Mr. Hogue and Mrs. Burke, you have fostered extensive leadership growth while also providing countless service opportunities. Through my leadership roles, I discovered the life-changing impact of service. During my 2 years as Red Cross Blood Drive student coordinator, our Delta family donated enough blood to save nearly 600 lives. I urge all of you to continue volunteering in our community. Mrs. Benyon, your positivity radiated through our school this year, and we are so glad you joined our Delta family. Ms. Landwehr and Mrs. Shermer, your endless dedication to our emotional well-being, as well as our education, is unlike anyone I have ever met. It's hard to believe that I won't be able to walk down the hall to talk to you both each day. Finally, I want to mention one more person who shaped Delta into what it is today. Mr. Johnson, you made it your mission to know every student, our goals, interests, and families. When I shared my goal of graduating with a 4.0, you continuously encouraged me. We are here because you believe in us. I have cherished memories with every staff member at Delta, and on behalf of the class of 2023, we are so grateful for the many ways you have challenged us to grow and supported our dreams. The opportunities you have connected us with have launched our success. It is thanks to your support that I became a financial operations intern at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, which has given me valuable skills that will continue into my career. Thank you to my mentors and coworkers at PNNO. Class of 2023, my second family. I never imagined that taping bananas to the walls, referring to hand sanitizer as spicy jelly, and the Clout Gang freshman year would turn into such a strong bond. Though COVID took so much from our high school experience, it taught us to appreciate every moment together, and we returned stronger. Whether we were going all out for spirit days or hiding our favorite ferret munch from our teachers, our class was connected in a way like never before. This is just the beginning for us. As we start our new journeys, I want to leave you all with the wisdom of the one and only Mr. Harry Styles. If you're happy doing what you're doing, nobody can tell you you're not successful. Class of 2023, we finally did it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mallory. It is now time to introduce our final speaker of the evening. Mrs. Adrienne Palakis was selected by the class of 2023 as this year's honored faculty speaker. Ms. Palakis started her Delta career as a 9th grade social studies teacher, and now she currently teaches 11th and 12th graders English. She was privileged to have most of these students twice, once as a freshman and then again for upper level English. Please welcome Ms. Palakis.
Thank you for the introduction. Delta faculty members, school district leaders, parents, friends, and graduates. We are here tonight because I have been trying to reach you guys about your car's extended warranty. We are actually here to celebrate you, our graduates, the class of 2023. When I first had you as students, you were just freshmen, or my little fresh babies, my darlings. You were so young, barely teenagers. You were wide-eyed, eager, and excited to conquer the best years of your life. You had no idea what was about to happen over the next 4 years. Safe to say, none of us did. Emergency declarations from the state governor would cut your freshman year short as we all learned how to navigate a global pandemic. You would zoom in most of sophomore year, learning about mitosis, essays, and slope-intercept form, all while making sure your mic wasn't on mute. Junior year would bring you right back into my classroom for in-person learning. The fresh babies who passed through my door, being my height, were suddenly much taller. Voices were deeper, hairstyles were different, but more important than physical changes was the heart changes. Your eyes said it all. You had been through something new, something different, challenging, and at times probably boring and lonely. But we were back in building. Instead of teaching history, my one true love, I was teaching you reading and writing. Many of you were getting your driver's licenses, filling out job applications, and getting serious about your future. This last year, you have finished your senior year of high school. Internships, prom, senior skip day. You finished strong, and you persevered through the dreaded senioritis. But now, your real journey begins. No matter where you are going, those heart changes are going to keep happening. You will hit some bumps, and sometimes you will run into problems that you don't think you can solve. 20 years ago, I sat in a chair at my high school graduation, listening to my commencement speakers, and I want to share a bit of advice with you, some things I wish I would have known. Lesson number 1, you can change, and you will change. Young Mrs. Polakis wasn't quite as studious as she is now. I never would have thought I would be able to attend a 4-year college, let alone get a master's degree. In high school, I sure did not prioritize academics. I preferred to sleep through class or ditch class. I would write so many notes in my mom's handwriting, asking the school secretary to excuse me for an appointment. Miss Shermer and Miss Rojas would have caught on to my scheme so quickly. All my sneaking notes at school started to raise some red flags, and I knew I was busted when I came home from school one day and my dad was receiving a fax from the school. Do you guys know what a fax is? The message through the landline? It's true. Anyways, I saw each one of my handwritten notes coming off the fax machine, one after another, and I knew I was busted. I didn't really start to change my ways until I had spent some time in the military, but I did change. I studied hard for my written tests so that I could make the next rank. I volunteered for deployment, and I listened to my mentors. I started to mature. I started to see that I was in charge of my path. Lesson number 2, messed up plans can sometimes be the best ones. As you leave the doors of Delta High School, I wish I could tell you that you would walk across a rainbow road with butterflies, sunshine, nothing but joy along your whole entire journey, that all your plans would unfold just the way you want. But we already know that isn't true. Sometimes when plans change, it can end up pointing us toward different dreams. The unexpected can lead to some amazing things. When I graduated high school, I was positive that I would leave my small town in Washington and never come back. Spoiler alert, I am back. I was going to travel the world, see all the things. It turns out when you sign a contract with the government, they get to decide what you do. It took me a few years to realize that I could still thrive in environments that weren't ideal. In fact, some of my best growing as a human was done in situations that I did not plan. You will end up in these situations too, where things don't go as planned, but you will get through it. At times, you will be tested, hurt, overwhelmed, and confused, but with those trials, you will also learn who you are deep in your core. The foundation that you have built over the last 18 years will be pushed and prodded. Remember the strength and perseverance you had throughout high school and apply it in your adult life. The last piece of advice I want to give you is to allow yourself some grace to finish figuring out who you are. Grace can be defined as being thoughtful, courteous, or kind. I want you to be kind to yourself. This is easier said than done. After the military, I started college, and I was so determined to get all A's. I think I was overcompensating for my slacker high school years. I signed up for a 7 a.m. statistics class. Never sign up for a 7 a.m. statistics class. Nevertheless, I had high hopes, 4.0 GPA, here I come. My pregnancy, first trimester morning sickness said otherwise. I failed that class, and I was really hard on myself, my own worst enemy, as they say. But I wish I could go back and tell myself to take it easy, show myself some grace. I want you to give yourself room to grow and to be patient as you start to figure it all out. Many of you have told me your post-high school plans, whether it be tech school, college, workforce, or military. Those are the things you will do, but they are not who you are. We often talk about treating other people with kindness, but I want you to make an effort to be kind to yourself, to give yourself grace as you continue to build on your foundation. When you walk out these doors tonight, I want you to recognize what an accomplishment this is for you. Some of you, many of you, had to overcome tough adversities to sit where you are sitting tonight. I want you to relax this summer, but then I want you to know I need you to go take this world on. Open up the front page of any news source and take a gander. We need your generation to take your tenacity, your ambition, and your heart out there. When you were freshmen, I had a quote on my wall from the Hamilton musical. It said, "History has its eyes on you. The stories for textbooks will be written based on your actions. Your story is being written, and we have our eyes on you. We can't wait to see you live out your dreams and to use your heart for good."
Thank you, Ms. Palakis. At this time, I would like to invite all seniors to make their way to the stage. And I'd like to invite Superintendent Dr. Shelley Redinger and the Richland School Board to the podium to present the Richland School District graduates.
All right, here we go. President Carrie Williams and members of the Richland Board of Directors. The Richland students here today have met all the graduation requirements, standards, and policies as set forth by the Richland School District Board of Directors and the state of Washington. It is now my great honor and pleasure to present to you the Richland graduates of Delta High School class of 2023. Yay!
Maya May Streeter.
Carla Neff.
Brianna LaPlante.
Sean Batchelor.
Alan Carson Kunkel.
Leighton Wickham.
Amber R. Van Unen.
Ariana Franzik.
Morgan Bigelow.
Damian Leibold.
Giovanni Silvino Aguilar.
Preston Weber.
Michael Anguiano.
Lillian Bourgeois.
Abby Flood.
Antonio Hernandez.
Aiden Poole.
Lore F. Walter. Ty Stephen Strader.
Garrett Robert Hogan.
Rukeya Talib.
Mallory Rose Peedy.
Congratulations to our Richland graduates. At this time, I would like to invite Superintendent Michelle Whitney to the podium to present the Pasco School District graduates.
Vice President Brown and members of the Pasco School District Board of Directors, the Pasco students here today have met all the graduation requirements, standards, and policies as set forth by the Pasco School District Board of Directors in the state of Washington. It is now my great honor and pleasure to present to you the Pasco graduates of the Delta High School class of 2023.
Amber Marie Aguilar.
Jen Castellanos.
Miles Westcott.
Hayden Hirschfield.
Nope. Thorin Hodges.
Hayden Hirschfield. Isabella Jakubik.
Caitlin Ann Parsons.
Emily Covington. Emma Marie Leonal Paz.
Jorge Sanchez.
Elise Ryan Waite.
Devin Kennedy.
Brandon Hall. Aiden Tardif.
Robert Green.
Alex Ung.
Harrison Zamora Garcia. Belen Arreola.
Marina Nikolaevna Zolotnyuk.
Isaías Cristian Hernández Martínez. Alamir Al-Muhammadawi.
Lucas Ramos.
Peter Van.
Raiden Lasso.
Griffin R. Saul.
Jacob Hansen.
Donovan Vanapo. Kevin Cornbaugh. Itzel Rodriguez.
Arifred Chavez Valencia.
Juliana Porcayo Jaimes.
Alexis Anaí de la Mora.
Itzel Valdivia Morales.
Congratulations to our Pasco graduates. At this time, I would like to invite Superintendent Dr. Tracy Pierce to the podium to present the Kennewick School District graduates.
Okay, Vice President Mabry and members of the Kennewick Board of Directors, the Kennewick students here today have met all the graduation requirements, standards, and policies as set forth by the Kennewick School District Board of Directors and the State of Washington. It is now my great honor and pleasure to present to you the Kennewick graduates of the Delta High School class of 2023.
Samantha Mia Miranda Silva.
Genesis Martinez.
Abigail Sharon Behrens.
Stephanie Mendoza Sapien.
Wendy Samantha Chavez Gonzalez.
Jordi Bautista. Brianna Arlette Rodriguez Mesa. Lunacari Esther Iniguez Valenzuela.
Hunter Shear.
Cooper Barrow. Jonathan Yasir Gallardo Guzman.
Spencer Nickerson.
Cesar Arechiga Garcia.
Matthew Hibsher. Abigail Grace Hatari. Moon Calypso Slater.
Lorelei Rose Lanning.
Caitlin Alberton.
Miranda Roby. Drake Romero.
Ryan McQuaid.
Omar Cruz Contreras Rodriguez. Ian Antonson.
Quinn Byers-Quiss.
Wyatt Bucher.
Congratulations to our Kennewick graduates. All right, graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassel from the right side to the left side. Honorable members of the Richland, Pasco, and Kennewick School District Board of Directors, Superintendents Redinger, Whitney, and Pierce, Delta High School staff, students, families, and community members, I now present to you the Delta High School graduating class of 2023. Congratulations! Thank you for coming. Please wait for your students to completely exit the Great Hall before you meet your graduates in the atrium.